Hey guys, gonna make a video on this Honda VTR 1000 that I picked up at Copart. So I bought this bike back in been mid-December, something like that. Actually for a friend. So this bike um, was one that he looked at, liked, so I picked it up. This whole experience for this particular bike was, to be honest, kind of a nightmare. So basically, we saw the bike on Copart. We started watching it. Decided how much we're going to spend on it. This bike was not it's just an enhanced vehicle, did not say running and driving, so I didn't really know what to expect with it, but it's a 2000 Honda VTR 1000. This is a V-twin. Pretty cool bike, to be honest. So we took a chance on it. Didn't look like there's a whole lot of damage. I went through the pictures. Again, there, wasn't a whole lot in the pictures that really showed us to be, any reasons to be concerned. Looked like it might have been laid over. That was about it. So plastics looked fairly decent, and it had been stolen. You guys can see the ignition there. So, and it did say vandalism. So took the chance, bought the bike, set up the time to come pick it up, or planned to go pick it up. Showed up at the Copart facility, probably 1 o'clock maybe, something like that. Went in, talked to the people. They were not helpful whatsoever. Again, this is Denver South. It's in Littleton. It's a huge lot. They're super busy. I understand some of it, but again, just the whole situation was just frustrating. So we show up. We're there probably 2-3 hours. We're not getting anywhere. Finally, someone tells us, hey, you need to schedule on the app, which there's signs at this facility that, tell you, hey, download the app for quicker pickup. Nowhere in this process does it tell you that you have to schedule an appointment through the app. Again, the app's a little weird because it's more for like your companies that are picking these vehicles up and taking them, to deliver them or drop them off. So it was a little odd. I kind of asked the question like, hey, this is just for me personal, or, for me, it's not like I'm picking it up for somebody else. They said, nope, you need to schedule. So I downloaded the app, scheduled my time. Unfortunately, that day there was no appointments left. So a little bit frustrating. We were about 2.5 hours, 3 hours from this facility. We get there, we're there for 3 hours, finally get told, this is what you have to do, yada, yada. And yeah, you're not getting it today. So I was a little upset at that point. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. We'll come back tomorrow. And I scheduled everything. I think I had the appointment for 11:15, I believe, for the following day. It's like, you know what? Come back and we'll see what happens. So show up the next day at 11:15, pull in. We follow all the information where it tells you, hey, let them know. You have to say when you arrived and all that off of the app. So we did. Put the vehicle information in, everything. Sat there for an hour. Asked some people that were around there, like, hey, are we in the right spot? Like, really, there's no one helping us. You go upstairs to the office, they were super unfriendly. Had no intentions of really giving us any information. Again, I understand the place is busy, but some customer service would go a long ways. Again, this is the second day that we have been there, and we are not the only ones that are upset. There's several drivers and other individuals that are at this facility that are also experiencing similar frustration. So just bad situation. So we were basically there for another couple hours. I think it's like 3:30 maybe, before we finally stopped a guy that kind of helped us out and said, hey, no, you guys can't be back here. You need to put on a vest. I'm like, oh, okay. So they sold us a vest. We put the vest on. Still don't understand the vest part of it. I understand if you're walking around the lot, but we were literally sitting in our truck. We only got out to, hey, what's going on? No one's telling us, are we going to get the bike, or, what's happening? So after this, finally a guy comes back up to the window, asks us what we're doing or what we're looking for. We tell him, hey, this is what we're after. And 30 minutes later, they bring the bike out. We get it loaded, go back into the office to try to get all our paperwork side of it. They told us to hold up. It's pending. Again, never told us really anything outside of that it's pending. So we're kind of sitting around. Another hour goes by and the lady tells us, hey, it's not going to be done today. You'll have to come back. So really frustrating. The whole situation, again, we wasted several hours just to pick up this bike. And again, it's a 2.5 hour drive one way. So you've got 10 hours of drive time, a little over depending on traffic, plus the time we sat in the lot to pick up a motorcycle. That, you know, the second day we followed everything that they, you know, asked of us. So was not a great experience. Really, to be honest, was almost the point where, hey, I don't even know if I want to buy anything off of Copart after that. But yeah, just kind of wanted to share my part of it. Again, we did get the title. They did mail it to me. The bike overall is not bad. Once we got the bike home, it does run. It needs some work, but nothing too major. It was missing some parts when we pulled the tank off, like it'd been pulled apart and some different stuff, but nothing too crazy. So the actual bike and that the purchasing part of it wasn't bad. It was literally just the pickup and dealing with the Copart facility there at Denver South. That being said, you guys, if you watched the last video, I picked up a bike in, I'm trying to think of I don't remember the actual Copart facility, but it's in Minnesota. Had absolutely no issues there. Didn't make an appointment, showed up. They were super friendly. Yeah, no problems whatsoever. Even after the fact when I called about the title, because it's kind of the same thing, the title, they didn't have it at that time, but they told them, hey, we'll get it to you guys and we'll mail it to you. When I called them back, yep, they mailed it right to me, no issues. Yeah, no problems. So if you guys watched the very last video I put out, was the 96 Dodge Ram that I picked up. It was from Denver Central. Again, absolutely no issues picking that truck up. And it's a truck. I mean, it's quite a bit bigger and more difficult to get around. So that facility pulled in 45 minutes. We were out of there. That was loaded. I mean, no issues whatsoever. Again, basically follow the same steps. I did notice at the end of purchasing the pickup, it did pop up, hey, use the app or whatever to schedule your pickup. So maybe they're changing some stuff and making it a little more clear on what you need to do to go pick up these vehicles. But again, Denver South, just customer service, I feel like would have went a long ways. And not just for me. Again, there were several other individuals that were in that facility that were frustrated that day. Again, I get it. It's a super big facility. It's huge. They're busy, but you know, I feel like a little communication would go a long ways. But anyway, wanted to rant about that a little bit. Just was frustrating. So if you guys are picking up a bike or buying something, vehicle, whatever, off of Copart, know that not all facilities are going to be the same. There's going to be some out there that are going to be easier, and some that you're probably going to be pulling your hair out dealing with. So, but yeah, that was our experience with this particular bike. Again, I bought 2 others that were awesome. I wouldn't have no complaints whatsoever. So I think it's just kind of depending on, and maybe even the day. I'm not real sure, of the week. But anyway, if you guys want to see more on this bike, we will have some videos coming up on this, getting it hopefully up and going, put back together, and we'll kind of see what ends up happening with this one. You guys can see over there, paid $600 for it. I think it ended up costing like $1,050. So a little insight on that. If you're buying a vehicle around that $625, you're going to pay about $450 in fees, somewhere in there. The truck was $625, and I think I paid $1,058. This was $600, and it was like $1,027 or something like that. So to kind of give you guys a little idea, if you're looking at a vehicle, expect to have some fees. Again, if you guys remember the last video, I think I paid $30 for that bike and it ended up costing me like $220 something, somewhere in there. But again, it is what it is. It's a little frustrating, but I feel like they're still with this particular bike, I don't think we're still out too much. I mean, the time sucks, but the actual bike and what we paid for it, I feel like there's still, we can make a little bit on this one, hopefully, or ride it around the summer and flip it. So, but anyway, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. There will be more, like I said, content on this. There will be some content coming on the Ram, as well as the Yamaha. And then hopefully it'll warm up at some point and I can get back to working on some jet skis. And like I said, I really want to get back and get some videos actually out, like riding the stand-up on the water and that type of stuff. But we'll see how that goes this summer. But anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next one.